My whole story started when I was about 18 years old. I started getting these bloody noses like crazy, like every day. And I got a call from my doctor and he said, you need to go straight to the hospital right now. The first thing that they thought it was cancer at the time. So the doctor said, you know, you'll probably have about a year to live. That was the time when I really started thinking about, you know, what I was doing with my life. I got involved a little bit in ministry at that time and got caught back up in work, and all of a sudden my ministry took a back seat in my life, and God kind of took a back seat. I found out I had this disease called ALPS. It's an autoimmune disease where the good cells attack the good cells thinking that they're bad. This last year, I was at a family event. I got really sick, and with my disease, you have to go straight to the hospital as soon as you get any kind of sickness. So as time progressed, I was getting sicker and sicker. I was so weak and so tired that I ended up falling asleep right then. I didn't wake up until 2 weeks later. So I was in a coma. It was just a long amount of dreaming, but the difference was all of the dreams were survival dreams. My fiance and others who were there while I was sick, they were talking to me and I could hear them, I think. And I think it was affecting me fighting in my dreams. And I had no idea, you know. For all I knew, I was taking a nap, you know, having a couple dreams. And I woke up 2 weeks later having no idea that much time had passed. When I first woke up, I actually had blackness, like completely covering like what used to be my fingers here. And it was just totally black, you know, which was really scary at first when I first saw it. But the machines were pumping the oxygen to the vital organs that were necessary. So they were getting all the oxygen and my fingers and toes weren't. So they were gonna have to amputate. At first, you would think that I would be upset and mad, but all I could think was just, I'm so lucky that I'm awake, you know? I could have just as easily passed away in that coma. I had about a 10% chance of living. And from that point forward, every surgery I had, I felt like Jesus was right there with me. And he started to use me within the hospital with the nurses and with the other people in the hospital. All of them were like blown away by the fact that I was so happy. And they were like, but are you sure you're okay? You know, and I'm like, yeah, I'm totally fine. I know that I have a Savior, Jesus Christ, who's here with me, and that God's doing this for a reason, and he's gonna use this for something great. And that was a way that I was able to influence others through my story. When I first came back to church, I remember the music starting and I was just crying, like bawling from happiness, from joy, from the fact that I was surrounded by a group of other believers. It really made me count my blessings. That's what I hope everyone who's listening to this begins to do, because I don't want you to be on your deathbed to have to realize, man, I need to fix my life. I want you to just realize it right now and know that, like, every day we should be glorifying God. We should be finding new ways to better the world around us, and you know, everything is a blessing, and I hope people will start to count their blessings.